Hey everybody, welcome back for another video. If you are new, welcome. I am Kimberly, and in this video, we are talking about kitchen cabinet clutter. So I've definitely been on this journey for a solid year now about minimizing our home and becoming as minimalistic as possible. But then again, I have 3 kids, so I really have to think about what is serving a purpose in our home. And I mean, I've come to learn that it is possible to have way less stuff in my house. There's a lot more peace. The kids are able to maintain so much more. But lately, I've just been thinking about clutter threshold. So if you're not really familiar with the term clutter threshold, we all have a threshold of what we can manage around us. And how cluttered and dirty can all the our areas in our home get before we basically freak out. So as I have been getting rid of stuff that just clutters corners of my house and just doesn't serve as a purpose, my clutter threshold has definitely gone down. So as time has gone on, I've been opening up my cabinets in my kitchen, and I've been absolutely hating what they're looking like. And so I've been taking several days to just kind of open up a cabinet, really evaluate what's inside, and then taking it out. So with all that, I've been thinking, why do we hold on to things? Like, why do we hold on to things? Are the sentimental value? Do they, will one day I use this? Like, what if? And do I really need it? So as I'm going through my kitchen cabinets, I've been really thinking about, do I need it? Do I actually use it? And then I'm putting, like, the big thing, I am putting like a timestamp on it. Everything that I'm pulling out of my cabinets, I'm saying, if I haven't used this in 6 months to a year, I don't need it. And if at some point I do end up needing this, I'm going to ask someone to borrow it. Because I just don't need all of these things, and it gives me anxiety and it ruins my peace every time I'm opening up these doors. And then you close the doors, and it hides it from your eyes, and then every time you open it, you just get like that whoosh feeling, that flood of feelings coming back of, wow, this looks like garbage. So my challenge for you, as I'm going to be showing you, I'm going through 2 big cabinets in my kitchen, and I'll show you like what I'm getting rid of and why I'm getting rid of it. My challenge for you is to go through one cabinet at a time. You don't even have to do it all in the same day. Just think about cluttering. It's cluttered right now, and you want to simplify it. So I want you to think about, how many items do you have in there that are exactly the same? And do you need that many? So I want you to think about that. When's the last time you've used those items? If you haven't touched it, like used it one time in 6 months, you probably definitely don't need that item. And if it's been even longer than that, then completely remove it from your cabinets. If you're worried that maybe you might need it for a holiday or some very large gathering that you may not have every year or every 6 months, remove it, put it like in a Tupperware container and put it in your basement. But I just want to encourage you that you can do this. Do it one cabinet at a time. So I'm going to flip the camera around, and I'm going to show you some videos that I took over the last week or so. And I did these cabinets on completely different days. And I'll tell you why I eliminated what I did. And hopefully this will give you lots of encouragement to get going on your decluttering journey.
All right, so this cabinet beside my refrigerator has all of our cups, lots of kids, little bowls, our spices, and of course, like a million aluminum or plastic water bottles. I wanted to start at the bottom. My kids are a little bit older now. I want to get rid of all plastic in our home. I just feel that it's extremely toxic. I'm not going to get into that, but we don't need a ton of little snack bowls anymore. We have a lot of metal straws and silicone straws, and it just needs to be cleaned out. And again, I have so many multiples of the same thing that it's just not necessary. When putting these things back in, I am going to keep these plastic cups because of our county fair. We get a discount on refills. We always use our metal and silicone straws. I do have slightly larger bowls that my kids will use. They are composite, but this is everything that is not coming back, all these plastic cups and such. So when moving up to the next row, now that my husband and I are carnivore in our eating, we are not using these spices because they have tons of sugar and additives in it that we never thought about before. So we're going to take out all these spices. We're going to donate some of them, offer them to other family members and friends, and just store maybe a few in the basement. I haven't decided if those kid sectioned plates are going to go or not. We do have a lot of friends that have young kids, but this is everything that is leaving that particular shelf. And then at the top, I am only keeping our metal cups, like our Yetis that we paid a lot of money for. And then I'm only keeping 1 cup per child. And then my husband uses them for work and myself. So we are getting rid of a lot of those unnecessary bottles and things. So this is everything that is leaving that shelf. So in this cabinet, this is your corner cabinet that is a funny shape. I do use this cabinet every single day, but everything gets stuck in the nooks and the crannies, like in the corner. So the bottom shelf, I literally use every single day. This has, your oversized bowls that you would use for parties and such, and some of my crockery, but I just really need to evaluate, do I need all of these items? And a lot of them are repeats that I just really never use. And then because this cabinet is so tall, I'm never really getting up to the top. So this is everything that's in that cabinet that I just need to sort through, and lots of multiples. So the bottom shelf, I put our spices that we use all the time now. That's our salt, pepper, garlic powder, and our onion powder. And I literally use that bottom shelf all the time. I'm getting rid of all these plastic bowls, these cheap plastic bowls with stainless steel bowls that nest together. And I'm also only keeping 1 metal strainer and not a bunch of plastic strainers. And then the next shelf, we're just going to keep some of that crockery that I do use often. And that top one will just be, some random stuff that I do use from time to time. Now, the stuff I'm getting rid of that I'll donate or offer to friends are, these cheap plastic bowls that I know are just really not safe. And just not necessary. I'd rather just use metal ones, even for parties. Now, this cabinet brings me a lot of stress. This is like that catch-all cabinet that you just stuff things into. Tons of multiple items of the same thing in this cabinet. And in a quick fix, I usually just shove things in here instead of actually organizing it, and it shows. So a lot of the things in here, besides being multiples, are like those glasses, those beer glasses that you may buy from a restaurant because you got a cool drink in. We have never, ever used those. Those will be going to donation. And again, just random stuff that you're like, oh, I don't want to get rid of that, and whatnot. So it's just not necessary. Just really evaluate what is in there. So this is all the random stuff, lots of multiples, lids and plastic cups and silverware. So what I need to do is just really condense all of these things. We have company every single week. in our homeschool. And so I just need to take all these straws that just get thrown in there and just condense them down into cups, so I don't have packages everywhere. The same with the plastic silverware. When we have, I have like 10 children in my house every Wednesday. And so I'm not doing tons of dishes. We do use, paper straws, plastic silverware once a week, and just organizing it this way is just so much better for the eye, and I don't have to worry about stuff falling down on me. And then as we go higher, it's just going to be a bunch of other little things that I do use from time to time, definitely every 6 months or less. Some of the stuff at the weight top I had to reevaluate, but I have lids for my mason jars that my kids drink out of. So why not put those in a little container up towards the top when I need them, instead of throwing them into the cabinet and they're all over. So yes, this is all that's leaving. We don't need excess cups I literally have not used in years. Condensed those items, and then some canning things that I'm just going to put in my basement where all my other canning stuff lives.
Okay, you guys, I hope you found this really encouraging. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.